Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to show you how to crochet a retro daisy pillow cover made up of colorful granny squares. This is such a cute and charming piece of home decor, perfect for adding a pop of vintage style to your sofa or as a thoughtful handmade gift. Whether you're just starting out with crochet or you've been hooking for a while, this project is both easy to follow and super relaxing. I'll walk you through each step, so grab your yarn and hook and let's get started. For this project, I'm using 100% acrylic yarn with a thickness of 3 millimeters, along with a 4.0 millimeters crochet hook in 4 different colors. You'll also need a few supplies: scissors, a sewing needle, and a zipper. First up, we're going to make a granny square with a daisy flower in the center. I use white yarn for the center circle. Start by making a slip knot on your hook. Then chain 4. Insert your hook into the first chain, then slip stitch to form a small ring. This will be the base for your first round. If you prefer, you can use a magic ring instead. Now crochet 8 single crochet into the ring. Once you've done that, chain 2, and this knot counts as a double crochet. For the next round, make 8 double increases. That means you'll work 2 double crochet in each stitch around. By the end of this round, you should have 16 stitches in total. Cut the yarn, slip stitch to join the round, and switch to your petal color. Now I'll be using red yarn for the petals. Start by making a slip knot. Insert your hook into any double crochet stitch from the center, pull the yarn through. Then chain 3, this will count as a double crochet. Next, make 2 more double crochets into the same stitch. Then chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and work 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Remember to carry the yarn tail along as you work to hide it nicely. Keep repeating this pattern. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and make 3 double crochets into the same stitch until you have a total of 8 petals. To finish the round, insert your hook into the third chain of the starting chain 3 and make a slip stitch. At this point, drop the red yarn and switch to the pink yarn to begin working on the background. Start by making a slip knot with the pink yarn. Insert your hook into any double crochet stitch from the center, pull the yarn through, and bring the pink yarn under the red yarn. Then chain 2 stitches. Now, for the third chain, yarn over the red yarn and complete the chain. And this counts as 1 double crochet. Next, chain 4. Then make 1 double crochet into the next stitch in the center. Repeat this pattern, chain 4, and work 1 double crochet into the next remaining stitch in the daisy center until the round is complete. To finish, slip stitch into the 4th chain to close the round. Drop the pink yarn and switch back to the red yarn, bringing it from underneath the pink yarn. For the first chain, work over the pink yarn at the back. Then chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet. After that, make the next stitches normally on top without carrying the pink yarn along. Make an increased double crochet in the next stitch. Then 1 double crochet in the last stitch. Chain 2 and repeat for the next petal. 1 double crochet, 1 increased double crochet, and 1 double crochet. So there will be a total of 4 double crochets. Repeat the pattern. Chain 2, then work 1 double crochet, 1 increased double crochet, 1 double crochet for each of the remaining petals. Finally, slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the starting chain 3 to join the round. Drop the red yarn and switch to the pink yarn to continue expanding the background. Bring the pink yarn from underneath the red yarn. For the first chain, work over the red yarn at the back. Then chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet. After that, make the next stitches normally on top without carrying the red yarn along. Now make 1 double crochet into the same stitch. Chain 5 and work into the next pink section. Make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Repeat the pattern, chain 5. Then work 2 double crochets in the same stitch for each of the remaining background stitches. Finally, slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the starting chain 3 to join the round. In the next rounds, we will gradually increase the stitches and expand both the petals and the background. The way we carry the yarn and work the stitches will remain the same as in the last 2 rounds. I'll go over the beginning and end of each round, and for the rest, you can pause the video and follow the pattern shown on the screen. Drop the pink yarn and switch back to the red yarn, bringing it from underneath the pink yarn. For the first chain, work over the pink yarn at the back, then chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet. Now make an increased double crochet in the next stitch. Make 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So I'll have a total of 5 double crochets. Chain 3 and repeat for the next petal. 1 double crochet, 1 increased double crochet, and 2 double crochet. Repeat the pattern. Chain 3, then work 1 double crochet, 1 increased double crochet, 2 double crochet for each of the remaining petals. Slip stitch into the third chain of the starting chain 3 to join the round. Drop the red yarn and switch back to the pink yarn, bringing it from underneath the red yarn. For the first chain, work over the red yarn at the back, then chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet. Now make 1 more double crochet into the same stitch, then 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 3 double crochets in total. Chain 6 and work into the next pink section. Make an increased double crochets, then 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Finish with slip stitch into the third chain of the starting chain 3 to join the round. Switch back to the red yarn, bringing it from underneath the pink yarn. Work over the pink yarn for the first chain, then chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet. Make an increased double crochet in the next stitch. Make 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, so there will be a total of 6 double crochets. Chain 4. Then for each of the remaining petals, work 1 double crochet, 1 increased double crochet, and 3 double crochets. Slip stitch into the third chain of the starting chain 3 to join the round. Switch back to the pink yarn, bringing it from underneath the red yarn. Work over the red yarn for the first chain, then chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet. Make an increased double crochet in the next stitch and 1 double crochet in the last stitch, so there will be a total of 4 double crochets. Chain 7, then in each remaining pink section, work 1 double crochet, 1 increased double crochet, and 1 more double crochet. Slip stitch into the third chain of the starting chain 3 to join the round. Switch back to the red yarn, bringing it from underneath the pink yarn. Work over the pink yarn for the first chain, then chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet. Make 1 double crochet in the next stitch. An increased double crochet in the next stitch. And 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, so there will be a total of 7 double crochets. Chain 5. Then for each of the remaining petals, work 2 double crochet, 1 increased double crochet, and 3 double crochets. Slip stitch into the third chain of the starting chain 3 to join the round. Keep using the red yarn to round off the top of the petals. At the end of round 7, make 1 single crochet. This will be the starting point of round 8. Then skip 2 stitches and work into the third stitch. In this stitch, make 2 double crochets and 1 extended double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 1 loop. Then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And finally, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Then 1 triple double crochet, yarn over twice, insert hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. 1 more triple double crochet. Again, 1 extended double crochet and 2 double crochets. So that's how I shaped the rounded top of the petal. Next, skip 2 stitches and make 1 single crochet into the last stitch. Chain 5. Then move on to the next petal. Work 1 single crochet, skip 2 stitches. Then work into the 3rd stitch. 2 double crochets, 1 extended double crochet, 2 triple crochets, 1 extended double crochet, and 2 double crochets. Finish the round by making a slip stitch into the single crochet where we started. Now that the petal is done, use scissors to cut the red yarn, leaving a small tail. Let's go back to the pink yarn and continue with the background in round 5. Bring the pink yarn from underneath the red yarn. Work over the red yarn for the first chain, then chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet. Make 1 more double crochet in the same stitch. Then 3 double crochets in each of the next stitches, so there will be a total of 5 double crochets. Next, we will work into the chain loop behind the petal. This is the chain from round 4. Fold the petal forward and start making double crochets into that chain loop, working a total of 6 double crochets. Then return to the front background. Keep the red yarn at the back and continue working with the pink yarn in the front. Make 1 double crochet, 1 increased double crochet, and 2 more double crochet, for a total of 5 double crochets. Now, go back to the rear side, fold the petal forward again, and make 6 double crochets into the chain loop behind. Repeat the pattern. 1 double crochet, 1 increased double crochet, 2 double crochets in the front, and 6 double crochets in the back. To finish the round, slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the starting chain 3. Now, I'm going to start shaping the square in this round with pink yarn. First, at the end of round 5, I'll make one single crochet and place a stitch marker to mark the beginning of the round. Then I'll continue with 7 more single crochets, making a total of 8 single crochets. Next, I'll do 3 half double crochets followed by 2 double crochets. Now, for the corner, we'll work into the middle stitch of the 5 double crochets from the previous round. In this stitch, I'll make 2 extended double crochets. Then 2 chain stitches. And 2 more extended double crochets into the same stitch to form the corner. Moving on to the next side, make 2 double crochets, followed by 3 half double crochets. Then make 11 single crochets. Then 3 half double crochets and 2 double crochets. For the next corner, I will do the same. 2 extended double crochets, 2 chain stitches, and then 2 more extended double crochets into the same stitch to form the corner. Now I'll repeat this pattern on the remaining sides. Finally, on the last side, I'll add 3 more single crochets to complete the 11 single crochets on this edge. To finish the round, I'll slip stitch into the marked stitch. This round has a total of 100 stitches. I'll start next round by chaining 2 stitches. Next, I'll make 8 half double crochets followed by 8 double crochets. At the corner into the chain 2 space, I'll work 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets to maintain the square shape. Moving on to the next side, 8 double crochets, 9 half double crochets, 8 half double crochets. Now for the next corner, I'll repeat the same pattern, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Continuing to the next side, 8 double crochets, 9 half double crochets, and 8 half double crochets. Now I'll repeat the same pattern for the remaining side and corner. On the final side, I'll make 8 double crochets and 2 half double crochets to complete the 11 half double crochets in total. To finish the round, I'll slip stitch into the first stitch to join. This round has a total of 116 stitches. I'll start new round by chaining 3. Then I'll make 1 double crochet in each stitch across the side. At the corner, I'll work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets to keep the square shape. Then I'll continue working 1 double crochet in each stitch along the next side. I'll repeat this pattern for all sides and corners. To finish the round, I'll slip stitch into the third chain of the starting chain 3. This round has a total of 132 stitches, with 33 stitches on each side. Use scissors to cut the yarn and leaving a small tail. Now I'll switch to light pink yarn to add a border to the square. Starting from the end of previous round, I'll chain 2. Then work 1 half double crochet into each stitch along the side. Remember to carry the yarn tail along as you work to hide it nicely. At the corners, I'll make 2 half double crochets, chain 2, and 2 half double crochets to keep the square shape. Then I'll repeat this pattern for each side and each corner. Finally, I'll cut the yarn and use a needle to weave in the loose ends. To finish, I'll create a faux V-stitch to make the border look even and neat. You can follow along with me in the video. This round has a total of 148 stitches, with 37 stitches on each side. And that's it! I've completed a granny square with a daisy motif. The finished square measures 26 centimeters per side. I've made 4 granny squares with different colors in each section, and feel free to choose the colors however you like. Up next, I'll show you how to join the granny squares and complete the pillow cover. Take 2 of the squares, and now I'm going to start joining them together. I'm going to join 2 squares using slip stitches and light pink yarn for all the seams. Start by making a slip knot. Then take these 2 granny squares and start joining them from right to left. In the top square, you'll see 2 chains. Insert your hook into the bottom half of the second chain. In the bottom square, you can also see 2 chains. Insert your hook into the top half of the second chain. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Make a slip stitch, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. Now continue joining. Find the bottom half of the double crochet of the top square and the top half of the double crochet of the bottom square. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And here's how the joining should look like. Continue making the slip stitch to the end of the granny square. That's how you join 2 granny squares. Now take the next 2 squares. Then take your working yarn and start joining from the corner of the top square and bottom square. Find the bottom half of the second chain, insert your hook, and find the top half of the second chain. Insert your hook, then make a slip stitch, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. Now continue joining. Find the bottom half of the double crochet of the top square and the top half of the double crochet of the bottom square. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's basically how to join every next pair of granny squares. I will see you then once I have finished joining all the squares. I've joined all 4 squares, and that means one side of the pillow cover is done. Now just repeat the same steps with the remaining 4 squares. One side of this pillow cover measures 50 by 50 centimeters. Once both sides are done, you'll prepare a zipper. I'm using one that's 40 centimeters long. The zipper is centered between the 2 edges of the square. You can use sewing thread or any cotton yarn that's around 1 millimeter thick to make the stitching more secure. I'm placing the zipper right in the middle of the square's edge. Then, starting from the back side through the double crochet stitches, you can simply follow my steps in the video, or go ahead and use the technique that works best for you. Once you finish sewing one side of the zipper, continue with the other side. I'll skip showing that part. You can pause the video, take your time to finish the sewing, and come back whenever you're ready. Now that the zipper is in place, let's join the 2 square panels together by slip stitching along the remaining 3 sides. I'm still using slip stitches, just like we did when joining the small granny squares earlier. The technique is the same. Find the bottom loop with a double crochet from the top square and the top loop of a double crochet from the bottom square. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Repeat this for the remaining 3 edges. I'll skip showing that part. You can pause the video here and come back when you're done. So at this point, the main part of our pillow cover is finished. We've joined 3 sides and the zipper is nicely secured on the last one. Next, I'll add a simple border to make it look prettier. Start right where you finished your last slip stitch. Skip 2 stitches, and in the 3rd stitch, work 5 double crochets. Then skip 2 more stitches and slip stitch into the next one. This creates a nice little shell shape like this. Repeat that pattern all the way around. Skip 2 stitches, 5 double crochets in the next stitch, skip 2 stitches, slip stitch into the next. Once you've finished the 3 sides, and for the side with the zipper, just add the border to 1 layer only, don't crochet over the zipper. Use the same shell stitch technique. Skip 2 stitches, 5 double crochets in the next stitch, skip 2 stitches, slip stitch into the next. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the very first stitch. And that's it, the retro daisy pillow cover is complete. Cut the yarn and use a needle to weave in the loose ends. Now I'll place a 50 by 50 centimeters pillow inside. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and give it a try yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more crochet projects. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.